No. Leave me alone. What you mean, no? Leave me alone. Y'all put it in the wrong chat.
Yeah, I was finna tell you, bruh.
Yeah, put it in the wrong chat. What the fuck is
Manny.
this?
What the fuck is what? What's going on
This
now?
right here.
Oh, he pushed back. Rex,
That's a way back.
congratulations. Congratulations once again. Congratulations, my brother.
What's going on with Rex?
He got his VA stuff. He hit me
Oh,
up
yeah,
last
yeah. I
night.
remember that.
Oh wait, I gotta say it like, oh, my brothers and sisters. I
I forgot
repeat,
about that.
brothers and sisters, congratulations.
Sure.
100% drop some of that bread on there. Now I'm playing. I know you ain't
Yeah.
got paid yet.
You must think. Oh my God! Guess what we got in this video?
What?
Watching this Umar video, and guess who clips they used in this video?
Yours?
No. Hold on.
You gonna wake up on Monday like, look at God, Rex.
Look. Look. Look.
Oh, Jesus.
They used a bunch of them.
Can we not and say we did? Let's watch Mr. Judge video. Who'd make my eye twitch? Bruh, who'd make my eye
I
twitch?
saw this clip. I'm like, they gotta use one of mine. I've been going hard. I even had Terrence on.
Nah,
here.
they went back and used old clips probably. Oh wait, that nigga looking like a
No, he been that's new. His shit been popping up on my shit.
Yeah, I'm finna get my computer when you do that. Shit, it's all over.
Leave me
Why,
alone.
thank you, darling.
All right, let me find this video.
Look, when they finally give me my 100%, because they 10% in my ass to death, 10% here, 10% there, I'm going to be doing the Dougie in Atlanta traffic, in the middle of Atlanta traffic.
All right, go ahead.
I can't joke, so.
Where is she at? What is the name of her channel?
Who?
The director lady. She confirmed that Umar did. It wasn't a fiance. It was a married woman. It was her, somebody that she was mentoring.
Well, from what we figured out last night, I'm not surprised.
Hello, this is Mary.
That shit was real. She went and filed charges on it too. They wouldn't give her a restraining order, but she was able to make a report.
Because you have to make like 25 reports before they'll give you a restraining order.
He became a member in her. She got one member in this Umar.
Cause he's trying to keep track of them.
That's cyber stalking. That's weirdo shit. You calling this lady?
Well, yeah, it's weirdo shit, but technically it's not cyber stalking yet.
Yeah. Mr. Judge, you said you about to drop a new Umar video? All right, well, now that my channel back on,
I don't blame you. I don't blame you, Rex.
Oh yeah, we reached the settlement on my. I should go in the HR when I get my check. I should go in there, then throw a bunch of hundreds in the HR lady face for laughing at me when I told her I'm going. All right, y'all fire me. I'm getting my lawyer.
And why would you throw money at somebody that laughed at you?
Throw some money in her face. Laugh at that.
Just slap her with it. Don't give it to her.
Yeah. Because I ain't giving it to her. I'm picking that shit right back up. Picking that shit right back up. Now, excuse me while I pick up these hundreds.
I don't know why businesses try to pull that shit, because they always end up paying out more than what they would have paid in the first place.
Right. Well, we gathered here today because it was confirmed. Matter of fact, let me go to the video of what I'm talking about first, so we can watch that first, and then she can, she explains it. Yo, whoever, yo, his daughter been up and down my timeline. Meatball told her ass to go the fuck back home. Apparently, she lives in a nice mansion, and she said she would rather live on the streets. What? Oh yeah, this too. The ex girlfriend said something too. Let me.
Yo, that proves that she Umar blood. She had a good
What?
upbringing and still out here showing her ass.
Meatball told her to go home. Meatball was like, "Yo, go the fuck home. Like, if you want to relieve, if you want to relieve your stress, just tell your mom you coming over to my house for a week or something like that." She don't want to be in her mom's house because she don't want to have to follow rules. Because she feels as though
Umar
she,
child. That's Umar child.
yeah, right. That's why I said it. She feels as though she don't. You said don't be selfish. Go down in blaze. Go down in
Okay, so
blaze.
now we getting somewhere. People reporting him to the proper authorities, which they should have been doing.
Yeah, she reported him. The director reported him, and she's talking about another lady that reported him. He's going to jail. He's going to jail. Pretty soon he's going to jail. You can't ignore all these reports.
Oh, see, now it comes out. It ain't the mama fault. It's Umar blood.
Right. Yeah, it's not the mama's fault.
Carolina
She
kid.
didn't want to follow rules. She felt as though she's an adult.
Yo, real.
She didn't want to
Look at
follow
the
her mother's rules, so she left.
look in the group chat real quick.
That's why she said she wanted to burn her mom's house down because she didn't want to follow no goddamn rules.
Chris. The twists and turns of the conscious community.
Who you talking about?
Mary. What's the one that used to chase Charlie Brown with the football?
I know what you talking about. The one that had a crush on. No, she got that darling. What's the lady from the press? Anna,
Oh,
darling,
you darling.
darling. She got an Edna wig on. Oh man. All right. We're gonna play this one while we wait for the people. I gotta load that other video too. Let me load that up. Play this one.
First, let me back up and give you the story. Tell you what happened. So, Umar Johnson started talking to a fake woman. A man and his wife on the East Coast decided to hit him up and pretend to be a woman. He asked for photos. They
Wait a minute.
photos.
Wait a minute.
He never met this person.
So the husband and the wife was catfishing Umar?
Yep. The dude was
but wait, if it's a woman involved, how they pretending to be a woman? I'm confused now. So the husband was talking to Umar pretending to be his wife.
When did Umar Johnson go at Hassan Campbell?
Huh?
Behind the bar dropped the video. Dr. Umar Johnson says Hassan Campbell used his story as an opportunistic venture to build a YouTube career. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I'm finna say that's kind of old, ain't it?
Yeah, I remember that. Where is it at?
So just say the husband was impersonating the wife. Don't say it was a fake woman. Because that made me think it's two men catfishing Umar.
No, that ain't the first man that catfished him, though.
Nah, I know. I'm just saying. The way she worded it, it sounds like if it's a married couple, they can't be pretending to be a woman because one of them is a woman. But that's just me and my semantics. Let me hear it.
There it is. Where he's talking about the fiance. Where he's talking about the fiance. And let me get to the part where he's talking about it, though. There it is.
Man's it.
Okay, so we're gonna listen to what she got to say, Then we're going to jump into the video where Umar is talking about sleeping with the lady, and then we're going to go into the video where the director, who was the lady's mentor, um, explains what happened.
In real life. Never met the person in real life. So they're chit chatting.
It's pretty for
and
that woman.
By this time, fast forward, by this time, I have come out. Once I come out, they ask him about me. He decides to send them my addresses, um, and that he thought were real, and my phone numbers. Phone numbers were one work phone, one personal phone. And they reach out to me and tell me what happened. So then we start watching his page. His page, someone put a comment, and I screenshot the comment and the people that liked it. And the comment was, "She better stand on business when we come to the door." Something to that effect. But it's on my page. You can look at it. It's threatening. So then they have a page that Umar follows and some other people follow. Got all of that together. On the page, they're posting stuff about me, posting up stuff, post up my daughter, post up whatever they can find. Now, this is somebody that's obsessed about him, bitter and scorn, but he doesn't know any of my real information. And those that know me know that he doesn't know what he's talking about. So they're looking for my work address, work supervisor, can't understand certain, just like certain things that most people that know me know. And not only that, they make some proclamations. They're like, "Oh, she's only got what is she said something to the effect." They're constantly following my pages, but some things that we took care of before I came out, they're the ones that are regurgitating. So they're like, "Oh, she's got 3 kids, Dad. She's what's the other one? Oh, I only made a certain amount of money per year." They went on open payrolls and like really trying to dig into and find me. So I never corrected anything, not even the addresses. The problem is the threat. And then we have the issue.
So he basically charges in 4 states. Ropes is okay. We like the rope. He does this before. But so apparently he got people stalking this lady. Well, she said this before. I think she's basically saying the same story in a different way. I don't know. I'm not sure if this is a different story, but sounds like the same thing she said last time. So he had more than one. He had a group of people just stalking the shit out of her, or right, presently stalking her.
That's illegal right there. That's gang stalking. They have a group where they sit up there and post what they think is her information. But the problem with that
Right,
is they don't have her real information.
right. But that's what this element was trying to call me and knee slap, gang stalking. We like gang stalking is what Umar's doing to her. We never put Pharaoh's address up. We only put out the content that
Pharaoh put his own address up. I mean, come on.
but we only put out the content that Pharaoh puts out. How can you get mad at people for reporting on that's stupid. It's the same thing with Umar. Umar does something dumb, and then when people report on it and give their content, you trying to tear another black man down? How? He tearing
When you
himself
don't when you don't have a real argument, you say stupid shit.
Yeah. Manny Ben Rock, peace and welcome. I saw your comment in the beginning when I first started it. So peace and welcome to the channel, brother. So y'all make sure y'all hitting that like button as y'all come in. We want to get this video out.
Yeah, so let me say this. Okay, so what they're doing is gang stalking. If you ever experience anything like this, you can report it, not to your local police, but to the FBI. The FBI, if you go to their website, they have a link on there where you can report online harassment. Okay?
Right.
The feds is the feds. The feds can go from state to state. Your police are local and they don't know how to handle this. Even after all this time, they still don't know how to handle shit like this.
Apparently the feds is coming for Umar.
Issue of him
you can
being
report
so
to your local police too. I said you can report to your local police too, but it's best to also report to the FBI.
Right. Umar is a coward. Huge coward. That food she cooking smell good. I'm gonna tear that up. I can't wait. I'm getting me a new computer. I'm gonna hook this shit up. Oh, this one studio room is gonna be so crazy. Look, I'm spending the money before I get it. Let me stop.
With my information, I have a minor child that does live with me. That is correct. But
that's the most thick part about this. If they've been stalking her and watching her videos, she said several times that she has a minor staying with her. That means that you disregard the safety of that minor because you got some infatuation with Umar. Like who? How? Like I've been a big fan of people, but that never made me. I'm a die-hard Meek Mill's fan. I don't care what nobody says.
There's a difference between fan and fanatic.
Tell him to put my plate in the microwave. Right. That's a fan and a fanatic. You're right. No, I'm a
These
fanatic.
are not fans. They crazy.
I'm a fanatic when it came to Michael Jackson. I wouldn't have went this far.
Nah, you wasn't finna go out in the streets and fight nobody over Michael Jackson. You just like his music.
I pass out. I fuck around and pass out, but I ain't finna.
Yeah, that's a fan. That's not a fanatic. A fanatic will do anything for whoever they worshiping.
Yeah, right.
And they worship Umar.
Yeah, I forgot the comment that said this. He said, I think Michael Jackson is the second coming of Jesus. And it was like, why? He said, because if Mike walk into this room, half of y'all gonna start crying and half of y'all gonna pass out. Mike walk into the room, half the people start crying, half the people start passing out. He ain't lying though. You ever watch his concerts?
Yeah, they was in there crying, and that's that fanatic level.
Trampling over people and ambulance.
Look, back in the day, they used to chase their cars down and shit.
Right. I'm not gonna lie, I'll pass the fuck out. I have to see Mike. If I saw Mike.
I done been in the room with all kind of celebrities. It don't move me. They put their pants on one leg at a time, just like everybody else.
The difference between a celebrity and Michael Jackson, though, sis, it's Mike.
I ride in the car with Anthony Q.
Yeah, but you watched his come up.
Yeah, but still. And I met, look, I rolled around with 17.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
I'm saying out of all the celebrities I done met, I ain't never had the urge. Oh my God, no. But I'm built different. Y'all should know that by now. I don't react like a normal person.
All right, I'll geek the fuck out of Meek Mills too. I'm not gonna lie, I would geek out. I'll turn it.
My stuff is just passed off. And not only that, I have a lot of his personal information too. But I never passed it.
Shit.
Never. So
I get what she's doing. Though. She's playing the high road. I'm not gonna stoop to your level. I can do what you're doing to me and make it a lot worse. But
yeah, but the problem is Umar got his little internet goon squad. So if she does anything, they're gonna report on her pages, report her this, that, and the other.
That's what she's about to say too. That's exactly what I think that's what she's about to say.
So it's not about taking the high road; it's being smart.
Right.
Child that does live with me. That is correct. But my stuff is just passed off. And not only that, I have a lot of his personal information too. But I never passed it.
Oh, see, so never. She already know.
So rope is given.
Yeah, nice.
I would just say with everything that we witnessed, yesterday.
I ain't gonna lie, she do got some nice set of lips on her. Eyebrows.
For people to be a lot more thoughtful before they get involved with things. And don't trust Google, because Google will tell you something's not against the law, but when it's coupled with other things, you might be in some serious trouble. So what I did is I decided to protect myself, and I made a report. He now also has in Ohio another woman that went and made.
The director is in Ohio, right? That's the director. So you getting reports around the states, different states. That's gonna make it hard, though. Wouldn't that make it kind of hard for them to bunch it together?
That's why you report to the FBI.
Right.
You can also report to your local authorities because they will move in conjunction with the FBI. But if you only report to your local authorities, then if he's doing it to multiple people and they don't live in the same place, it looks like a one-time occurrence.
Okay. Yeah, he got thrice reports.
A report. So I'm thankful for this being seen, that it's not only from someone that had a personal situation with him, because there are people that cannot shake the fact I tell them this has nothing to do with bitter or scorn. This has everything to do with who he is. But seeing him being in these,
I don't know. I don't get where they get the bitter and scorn from, because
as soon as you go against Umar and you a female, you bitter, you scorned. If you slept with him, that's even worse.
She can expose. So a bitter person ain't withholding no information about you. None.
It's just rhetoric, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. Because a bitter person is not gonna withhold, and she would have dropped everything the day she came out. I know bitter women, and bitter women ain't holding nothing back. They will not hold nothing back. They probably make some shit up on top of the shit that they already got.
Yeah.
And what she got to be bitter about? The world knows her now. What's to be bitter about?
She got a good job.
Good job. She said
she worked for the government.
She said she's talking to somebody that's on a higher level than Umar.
Situations with other people that there was not anything personal.
And she has not yelled. A bitter person is going to be snapping and yelling in every video. I have not seen this lady raise her voice. Demeanor has been calm the entire time. Even when he outed her as a throat goat, she owned that shit. A bitter woman ain't owning that.
Be right back.
All right.
With who he is. But seeing him being in these situations with other people that there was not anything personal, it doesn't dawn on them that, okay, maybe this might be this person's mentality.
All right, Mr. Judge, if your video is up before the live's over, I'll play it.
I don't know. This is people in different states trying to put in these reports, that's not a good look. And I know about how mine is. I know how that was taken. It was taken more serious than I even thought it was. After the Charlie Kirk situation, and you know firsthand what could happen, and you decide to do this anyway.
The nigga was buck dancing for Charlie Kirk too.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about he disappointed in the lack of empathy and all this. Oh, nigga, what?
Nobody liked him when he was alive. Why we supposed to like him when he croaked?
Well, like I said, but didn't Charlie Kirk, his exact words, say empathy is a weakness?
Well, then we honoring him by not having empathy. I mean, I don't give a shit.
I don't care either way. You know, he didn't affect my life. He did say some hurtful things, like when he was like, "If I see a black pilot, I'm going to question if he's legit." He wouldn't be working for. He wouldn't be in the fucking pilot team if he wasn't.
Hell, if I see any pilot, I'm questioning if they legit. I ain't caring about their skin color. I'm caring about their qualifications.
Yeah, I think he just wanted to spread. And then he was an advocate.
No, he just wanted to go viral by talking about Charlie Kirk.
No, but listen though, Charlie Kirk said that some people need to be sacrificed to get these gun laws passed.
Ain't that what Umar said about little black boys?
Got his wish. In a way, Charlie Kirk got his wish. He said people need to be sacrificed in order to protect our gun laws and get.
Well, then he'll be the first martyr. People been getting shot all the time, and it ain't fucked up our gun laws yet.
I think he spoke that shit into existence when he said that. Some people need to be sacrificed to get these gun laws, to protect our gun laws and all this other shit. And
I don't know, because it was a white man that got it.
I feel for his family, though. I feel for his kids and his wife. I have empathy for them, but I can't feel empathy for somebody.
I feel for his kids. His wife is grown, and she knew what kind of man she was with.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I feel for his kids and his wife. You stood by.
They didn't have no choice of who their pappy was gonna be.
You spread hatred, and you stood by that man. So I have no empathy for her neither. Now that I think about it, and you put it like that. But I think he spoke that shit into existence. You read what you saw, like Biggie Smalls, his first album, Ready to Die. Every fucking song was about him wanting to die. Tupac.
Yeah, they are, Manny.
Did he predict his death in one of his songs?
Who?
Tupac. How many times did he predict his death in one of his songs?
A few.
They spoke that shit into existence.
I mean, we could do this all day. Mo 3, Young Dolph, all of them did it.
They spoke that shit into existence. Words are very powerful.
Boundaries are the reason why we're here. It's not about bitter or being scorned. It's about boundaries, not respecting people's personal boundaries, not respecting people's privacy, but wanting your privacy upheld is the reason why we are here. It has nothing to do with anything else other than that. But you got to think, some people want
that's a fact,
things to look like it's just them. People just can't get away from them. No, that's not the case. But I'm going to keep y'all posted because this is a long way from over. I'm going to repost the screenshots that the person sent me. Investigations are already being done. There are people that are trying to come and say, "Oh, you set them up." No, I didn't.
I want to see those screenshots. What's her Instagram? What's her name? Lene what? Lene Stacks?
Can somebody go grab her IG and post it in here, please? I know one of y'all got it.
Post it in the chat.
Know this person. This person also agreed to do an affidavit. So I didn't know this person. They didn't know me. But once they saw the severity of it, they decided to be a human being, and I appreciate that. But
I knew about Charlie Kirk because of the things that he was saying about black folks. He was saying some very hurtful things. It was only aimed at black folks. A lot of the things that I saw, um, but he wasn't a violent man. It wasn't cause for anybody to. And it wasn't. I don't even think it was a black
No,
people.
he wasn't a violent man, but he was an instigator, just like
Yeah,
Charleston
right.
White.
He was an
When you
instigator.
instigating people to do something that you wouldn't do yourself,
Right.
he
And
might not have been violent, but
I
he
don't think it was a
spoke.
black person that shot him. With black people, we walk up on you.
No, it was a white man that shot him.
That's what I'm saying. It was a white. That's the crazy part about it. You did all that hatred against black folks, and then your own people the one that took you out.
it's not looking good. All right.
I gotta hit this name.
I ain't with you.
These FTMG records, oh, these songs are fire.
Dreams sold on a discount, receipts never printed, promises infinite, but the school ain't existed. Pan-African preacher, slick tongue, he's gifted, but the fun.
I want to know how they dropping these records so fucking fast. It's not easy to make.
AI.
When missing,
What's up?
Community uplifted. When is Umar going to jail? The last
Mr. Knowledge.
No more bail.
I was walking around singing this shit all day at work. When is
I'll be right back. My name's Bonnie.
Built his empire on a frail tale. When is Umar going to jail? Donations in the dark, shadows where he lingers.
We need a Umar poem from Nequa. Speaking of the devil, what's up, Nick? We need a Umar poem from Nequa.
Gripping on the hole with invisible fingers, preaching black love.
Happy fingers. Donations. Gifts. Donations. Gifts. I need my money today. My name is Big Papa Tunde. Gifts.
But his wallet gets bigger.
Slick
as a dealer. But we see the trigger when it's going to jail. The lies stack high. No more bail. Built his empire on a frail tale. When is going to jail? Promises crumble like ash in the wind, built on the backs of his next of kin. Empty classrooms where the future begins, but the future he promised was never within. When's the reckoning? Truth unveiled. When is Umar going to jail?
Nequa.
People deserve more than a broken scale. When is Umar going to jail?
Seven.
You can just drop it whenever. I said if it's If
Because
you
you
drop
know
it
it don't have to
during
render.
this live, I'll play it. If you drop it during the live, I'll play it.
You might as well go ahead and upload.
Live
Yeah, that way it'll be ready.
Her name is Rat Washington, I think. That's what it say. Pat Washington. I like her voice. If it's AI, you got a hell of a voice. When is
And man, he tried 17, 18 years and probably about 4.5 million.
I'd say about more than that. You got 10 years unaccounted for.
Damn near 20. Oh, you
Alright,
want
so
unaccounted for? Yeah, that's about 10.
yeah,
But no, if you do the math, just what we know about what we was getting through PayPal and everything else, and then times it by whatever, then yeah. And those buildings are still listed as vacant properties.
I say about 7 million.
I'll say
Anywhere.
about 4.5 because every year wasn't a good year for Umar.
True. Alright, so this
Oh,
video is a
just
recap
implemented.
about him sleeping with somebody's wife. Then we're going to find out from the director who this person that he's talking about is, because he almost wrecked a family, wrecked an entire family. He
Well,
don't
he
care
don't care
about black
about his
families. He
own
wrecking them. How you go around claiming you care about black families and you wrecking them?
family. He wrecks black families because
In
he
fact,
doesn't have one.
I'm here to repent my sin.
Created
The line of me sending you through your mouth.
FDMG was a scam from the start. Created by a master manipulator with no heart.
God can humble himself in front of another God. I'm here to repent my sin. But I got to tell this to you, brother. Your woman is a good woman. She slipped. Give her another chance. And
She slipped.
But wait, he was talking to the
What,
husband the whole time.
let me guess. She slipped and fell on your Shango stick.
No, bro, call me back up if you need me. My sister's supposed to be calling.
All right.
All right.
Let me guess. She slipped and fell on you. She slipped on your Shango stick.
in fact, I hope you don't even tell her I told you this and you just give her another chance and don't even mention this conversation because I will never communicate with her again. I've already blocked her on my cell phone. Don't you worry about that. But if you give her up, if you let your ego and your pain and your past post-traumatic baby mama disorder.
I just realized something. He said that he only blocked her on her cell phone. What about social media? What about any other ways of contact that y'all were contacting each other? Because from what the lady's going to tell us, you contacted her in more than one way. So, Mr. Umar, how are you going to receive her? See, he tells on himself because he says, if you don't take her back, I'm going to take her. You said you blocked her. How you plan on getting back in contact with her? You didn't block her.
If you let your post-traumatic divorce disorder, if you let your post-traumatic relationship disorder get the best of you and you dismiss your queen, if you give up your fiance, brother, I promise you this. I'm not going to touch her again while she's with you, but I swear, I'm being honest with you, brother. If you give that,
I'm not going to touch her again while she's with you. Nigga, what? You already tainted their marriage. What makes him think you? What makes you think that he's going to believe that you wouldn't do it again when you already did it? I don't trust new niggas. I don't make new friends. If a nigga costs you once, he gonna do it again. I don't trust new niggas. I don't make new friends. If a nigga costs you once, he gonna do it again. That's a bar. from my OG Bobby Johnson freestyle. I actually wrote that bar, but it's true. It's true. I don't trust new niggas. I don't make new friends. And if a nigga cross you once, best believe he gonna do it again. Projection, Mr. Johnson.
That woman up, I will receive her. I'm coming to you to repent my sins, brother. And I want you to work it out with that queen.
Like I said before, if this was me, he'd be repenting his sins to the Orishas, face to face. It wouldn't be a prayer, none of that. You'd be talking to him face to face. The upper room with the Orishas.
I want y'all to stay together until the ancestors call you back. But if you let your ego take over and you...
Shit, the ancestors would be calling you back if this was I was that man. The ancestors would have been calling you fucking back.
Yeah, I'm being honest with you, brother. If you give that woman up, I will receive her. I'm coming to you to repent my sins, brother. And I want you to work it out with that queen. I want y'all to stay together until the ancestors call you back. But if you let your ego take over and you leave that woman, I want you to know I will be one of the first in line to catch her when she falls. I come to you for forgiveness. I didn't come to break up no family, brother. But if you break up your family, I promise you, I'm just going to keep it a buck. I will never.
You see how he tried to put the blame on him? Talking about if you break up your family. If he breaks up the family. As if he had nothing to do with him breaking up the family. Nigga. You already broke up the family when you stuck your when you was, first of all, as a man with morals, you knew that this woman was married. And when she got vulnerable, which was her mistake, she's at fault for that. She came to you in confidence about her marriage. And instead of guiding her back to her husband, you fucked her. What type of moral man is that? It's one thing to be messing with somebody's girlfriend. You did it with somebody's wife. Now, before I got married, I was a nigga that didn't give a fuck. Married, divorced. But once I dropped that broom, I found out how sacred that is. You don't play with another man's wife, my nigga. You don't. You don't play with another man's wife. That's the best way, in fact, quickest way to heaven. That's the quickest way to the Orishas. Playing with another man's wife. That's the quickest way to meet the ancestors. Umar failed to provide donation. Oh yeah. Oh, we about to check this video out. Umar failed to provide proof of donations featuring Lene Stacks. That's her name, Lene Stacks. I knew I wasn't tripping. Ooh, we about to check that out too. You don't fuck with another man's wife, bro. I was a nigga that didn't give a fuck back in the day. But once I jumped that broom, I realized how sacred that shit is and how precious that is to a man. It's not easy for a man to place his heart in another person, a woman's hands, and say, look, this is yours forever. This is yours. I'm giving you this. I'm giving you my life, my devotion, my time, my money. And have another nigga come along and just disregard all that? Somebody like you who claims that you need to be, how the fuck can you go around talking about we need more black families and married people and you destroying them? You realize that once you touch a man's wife, he can never look at him the same. Some motherfuckers can forget that shit. Not me. You tainted it. It's forever tainted. It's forever tainted, and you fucked it up. You destroyed something that was very good, and you lucky that nigga ain't me. You be in the upper room right now.
Go behind your back again. But if you let that woman go, I will be here to get her. Brothers
and then have this nigga turn around and tell you if you let her go, I'm gonna hit that again. The upper room when Jesus, the Orishas. All right, so that's that story in a nutshell. So we're gonna go over to we're gonna go over to Marianne. Yeah, that's an old school name too, Marianne. I'm not gonna lie, you gotta forgive her. She takes a very long fucking time to get to the point of the story, so we're gonna skim through this because she takes a very, very fucking long time to get a story out. I'm not gonna lie. The story was like 5 minutes, but she took 20.
Good morning. I look a little disheveled this morning, a little tired. I worked last night, third shift, and once I left work this morning, I went straight to the Avon police station. I wanted to get a restraint on Dr. Umar, but I wasn't successful to get a restraint on him, but I was able to file a report. So, you guys are probably saying, Marianne, what transpired?
She's the director of the. For those of you who don't know, this woman is the director from the movie that Umar shot, the Awakening movie. She's the director and the lady that paid for all this, the lady that he tried to drag into court and take the movie from when she paid for the entire movie and everything, the entire shit, and paid him. How the fuck you come to me to make your movie and I'm paying you to act in it and the movie? I'm not gonna lie, I think she was kind of dumb for that, but she was a Umar supporter. I wouldn't call her dumb. I would say naive. I don't want to call her dumb. I'm gonna disrespect the lady. I think she was naive because you came to me to make the movie. Why am I paying for you? That's the part I never got. Like when she paid for the hotel, but she did. It was also smart because when she did that, she put him in a binding contract because he did not want to sign the contract for the movie because he was trying to rip her off. So what she did was cover her ass, had her lawyer call him and say, once you accept this hotel and touch down in Ohio, you are in a binding contract. He dragged Awaken. He dragged Hotel Tunde. He dragged her to court for her movie and lost.
Where you're getting off work
Mind
and you had to go to the police station.
One more thing, she's in the police parking lot from filing the report.
Instead of going home, after a 8-hour shift,
make sure you're in there like
resting and to get up and start the rest of your day. Well, let me tell you guys what transpired. As most of you know, I'm a new YouTube content creator. So the ball is rolling because we're in the process of making of Awaken. To show behind the scene the 3 days of hell that I had to endure to make Awaken a reality. And I salute everyone who was part of that project. That's probably one of the biggest challenge as a filmmaker I ever had. So I created, they have this thing where you can have members only channel. Well, members only on the channel, and they pay to get exclusive video. Like if you're not a paying member, you don't have access to the video. So I said I gave Awaken for free. When we bring this new movie, everybody's paying for it. I'm not giving this one for free. So, and I'm constantly playing around with the channel, learning the different feature. So I set up a feature where you had level 1 and level 2. And I said level 1 will be like little exclusive thing, probably, that's probably where I'll conduct my live chat. And then level 2.
I ain't gonna lie, lady. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you take a very long time to get shit out. I damn near fell asleep. Ooh, this is gonna be a rough one.
You will be every time I have a feature film, I'm gonna continue doing theatrical release, but I'll retire it on YouTube. So when it comes on YouTube, my paying members are the one who's gonna have access to the feature film. So I created those level 1, level 2. Now YouTube has this thing, they give you notification, like how the video is trending, or hey, just like when they gave me a notification, hey, you have met the requirement, your channel can now monetize. Like they give you a notification. So I got a notification. I got a paying member. I'm like, paying member?
Yeah, she did say she did. She definitely did say she just got off of work. And she looks like she might be a type of nurse or something like that. She wearing scrubs. And I know they be working 16, 17 hours a equal. All right, then.
I haven't even posted a video for members only, how I got a paying member. So as the content creator, you can see who your paying members are. Family. Lord and behold, I click and Umar is on my channel as a paying member. This Negro is doing the utmost. You hear me? The utmost. So I'm like, why? Why on earth do you want to be? He's not just a YouTube channel subscriber. He is a paying member on my channel. So I said, you know what? Enough is enough. When I get off here, I'm going to go and get a restraining order on him. This man is calling me. Now he's a paying member on my channel. This is just too bizarre. So when I got to the station.
You see what he does? You're breaking black families up. You're intimidating elderly women into trying to get them to do what you want. You're getting people to put your ex's addresses that they think is hers on the internet when she has a minor on. This is what he does to women.
They had me sit, and a sergeant came out, and he was like, hey, what's going on? I said, I want to have a restraining order on Umar Johnson, and I gave his government name, Jermaine Schumacher. And he's like, well, what's going on? I said, I'm getting phone calls that I don't want phone call from him. And I said, I can play, it's on my phone. He's like, all right, play the message. I play the message. He's like, it's not like he's threatening you. I said, yeah, but I don't want the phone call. He's like, okay. You don't want the phone call. This is someone you knew that you gave your number to. Block them. That's what we would suggest. If the phone call were threatened, but he's not threatening you. He said, hey, you send me the voicemail. Okay. I said, well, I'm a YouTube creator, and he's on my channel. He's a paying member, and I don't even have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If he did this to these women, imagine what he was doing to his baby mothers. Imagine what he was doing to them. I mean, he already did something to one. He outed the baby mother's restaurant, had people going on her joint, giving her bad ratings, trying to destroy the restaurant. Now, why would you want to take food out your child's mouth? Why would you want to ruin something that's feeding your child? Yeah, he had people going up to the restaurant. I've been there too. I've had takeout from there, and their restaurant is very, very good.
An exclusive video for member.
I ate at the restaurant.
Like, it's YouTube. He's paying member. He really hasn't done anything, nothing for YouTube to kick him out, and nothing as the law that's threatened to you. If you don't like it, remove him from your channel. You have that power to remove him from your channel. And I said, well, you know what? Him lurking around, it's becoming unnerving for me. I don't like it. And he's like, yeah, we understand that, but he's not breaking the law. He's like, but what I can do for you, you're allowed to make a report. If something would develop further, we'll have the report and we could piggyback on that. So I was a little disappointed. I'm like, okay, well, at least on report, I'm letting them know his presence is making me uncomfortable.
That is true, though. I mean, just his presence making you uncomfortable isn't enough to file a restraining order. He has to threaten you or do some type of physical harm to you. It has to be something that's threatening. I mean, what he's doing is threatening, but it's not breaking the law. It's not enough for them to pursue a restraining order. But it's still a report. And then you got reports from these other two people from different states. So you're going around the country terrorizing women and fucking up marriages.
Now you all saying, oh, Marianne, you so dramatic. You could have gone home, girl, to go to the police station. But you know what? I'm going to share a story with you guys so you guys can understand how conniving and sneaky he is. And this is not to shame this young lady, but I'm not going to give you guys her name so y'all don't go Googling this woman. We're going to call her Barbie.
Right.
Barbie was a young woman that I mentor. Okay? I've taken her to some conscious event. I took her to church too.
Okay. Now she's talking about the woman, the wife that he had relations with. She was her mentor. She was the young lady that Umar marriage ruined. Marianne was the young lady's mentor. She introduced them.
Okay, I taken her to some conscious event, and she saw other leader, but I took her to a few of Umar's event, and the friendship was apparently developed between the two of them, which I didn't have knowledge of that friendship blossoming. But to give you a background about it, and then on Marianne channel, we're not going to shame. We're not going to do that because he, without sin, cast the first stone. We all are sinner, saved by grace. So we're not going to shame her. No, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys I condone her behavior, but we're not going to shame her. So let me give you guys the story. So
I don't want to shame. I mean, telling the truth isn't shaming her. She was wrong. She pillow talked instead of confiding in you about what's going on in her marriage. She went to Umar, meaning she knew what the fuck she was doing. A woman going to another man to complain about her husband and winds up having relations with this man. She knew what she was doing from the very beginning when she went to him about her husband. That's why she did it, because she wanted to test the waters and see what he would do. She knew what she was doing. I'm not shaming her, but that's the cold hard facts. The moment she stepped out of her marriage and took that shit to Umar, she knew what he was doing. She was doing. She said they became besties quick. So that tells me that she was attracted to Umar the moment she met him.
A friendship was blossom. I didn't know, but Barbie has a husband and they have a child. Beautiful little man. Let me give you guys the story. So, a friendship was blossom. I didn't know, but Barbie has a husband and they have a child.
Right.
Beautiful little man. Beautiful,
right.
handsome little man. Handsome, just an adorable child. Now, there was issues. They had their little up and down. And anybody who's married, anybody who has a relationship, sometimes relationship comes with its fair challenges. Okay? So there is issue. A friendship was blossomed with Dr. Umar. And this girl, instead of going to her mother's shoulder to cry, instead of going to her girlfriend and cry, instead of going to someone who was mentoring you and crying, she decided to cry on Umar Johnson's shoulder. And this man sees that.
See, Mary Ann even says it. Why wouldn't you go to your mentor about it? That's how you know she knew what the fuck she was doing. Instead of going to the person that had been mentoring her and coaching her in her marriage, she went to Umar, meaning she knew what the fuck she was doing. She said when they first met, a friendship blossomed. That tells me, in my opinion, she was attracted to Umar the moment she met him. Because she skipped over her mentor and went to Umar about her marital problems. I wish the fuck my wife would. And I hope she hear me. I wish the fuck she would. To be fair, the cop was right. You think you could block? Yeah, you can block them. I mean, why didn't you? I mean, when she said that, I was like, yeah, it seems like you're kind of riding this the attention, that you've been getting, because when you dropped the movie, it seemed like he was on the Umar train, and then when he wanted to take the movie, that's when all of a sudden you knew this man was a bad man the whole time you were filming the movie. You should have exposed him then, but you only exposed him after he came for the movie. But everybody works in their own ways. I don't want to condemn this woman, because either way she still came out, and when there were other people that were afraid.
That opportunity and finagled his way in and took advantage, and an affair happened. Now, the husband learned of the affair. I don't understand. His mentor in crime, she decided to cry on Umar Johnson's shoulder. And this man seized that opportunity and finagled his way in and took advantage, and an affair happened. Now, the husband learned of the affair. I don't remember all the detail exactly how he learned of the affair. This caused commotion in the marriage. When he confronted her with the affair, there was a scuffle, a fight, a really bad fight, where 911 was called. Euclid Police Department from the city of Euclid was called. Euclid Police Department from the city of Euclid was called. When the police arrived.
Now I know why Umar said what he said. Remember when he was like, if you put your post-traumatic baby mama issues and your whatever issues that you got going. He learned that from the wife. You thought that was going to make that nigga. I'd be heated because now you're using shit that she told you against me. If I was him, where else would he learn that? She said that she confided in Umar and he took advantage, right? So that means the information that he got. Remember when I was saying, like, he's saying all these things like as if he knows me. So you were taking things that man is diabolical. He took shit that the wife told him and used it against him. If you put your past baby mama stress before your family and not take her back, I wish the upper room.
He beat her. I'm keeping it real with y'all. He beat her. But as African American, our bruise don't show up right away like our Caucasian partners. From her side of the story, his story, both of their stories are different. But
so why are you only telling her side of the story? Because apparently she did something to him if he was the one that had to go to the hospital. And he's the one pressing charges, but you're only telling her story. I don't like that.
believe her side because he's the stronger party. She couldn't really overpower him like that. Her side of the story,
he wound up having
he
to go
had
to
a
the hospital from glass
misstep,
being.
and then there's a glass sliding door. He tripped, misstepped, like tripped over it, and then the glass, the thing.
He tripped or she pushed him. See, I don't like the fact that you're telling her side of the story and not his. Because you said his side of the story is different, meaning you have her side of the story. You have his side of the story, but you're not telling it. I don't like that. There's two sides to every story, three sides, and you're only telling one.
Broke, he got cuts. Blood was everywhere. He did have to go to emergency room. He did get stitches. Okay? So when the police arrived to the residence, he was bleeding. He was injured. He wasn't dying, but yes, he was injured. So they're like, okay, you're getting arrested. He was the victim in the eyes of the law. And then
he was the victim in the eyes of the law, but you claim that he beat her. I don't see, lady. It's not looking good, in my opinion. He trips it. So wait, you're willing to say that he beat her, but he tripped and fell through a glass door, and enough to go. No, Umar wasn't there. This was between the wife and the husband. Umar wasn't there. But I believe she's telling the story to show the chaos that he caused in their marriage. She's telling you this story to demonstrate the chaos that he causes in people's lives. He's called everywhere Umar goes, he calls chaos in people's lives. He's causing chaos in his mother's life, his siblings' life, all of his ex's life, his baby mom's life, his daughter's life, her life. The list goes on. The dude that was fixing that was staying near the homeless dude. He just causes chaos in people's lives and then plays the victim.
When the police arrived, the ambulance arrived as well to take him. Oh, my battery's dying. I'm sorry, my battery is low. Like I said, I worked all night. So I'm gonna go fast before this phone die on me. So the police arrived to take her and the ambulance to take him, and the police had him call his mother. His mother arrived with his sister to
Right, that's
retrieve
what
the
I'm saying.
child. She called her mom.
She made this woman's bruises sound intentional, as if the man did it intentional, but him bleeding, falling through a glass door, you made it seem like it's an accident. I do not like that one bit. If you're gonna tell a story, tell the truth. He probably did put his hands on her. She could have been defending herself when she pushed him through the glass door. But don't lighten his injuries, but blow hers up when he was injured worse than she was, according to this story. 22 people in the chat. Make sure y'all hitting that like button. Mr. Switchy, what's up, good brother?
But by the time her mother got to the house, she was gone with the cop. He was gone in the ambulance, and the mother and the sister took the baby. And, you know, I think.
But in her defense, her husband is a bitch ass nigga because he took her to court and wanted to press charges. And I mean, I don't know what I would do in that situation. I mean, he is hurt. You pillow talk to this nigga about me, then you fucked him, and you pushed me through a glass door. However it happened. However this situation happened. I don't know what I would do. I know one thing I would do. Umar wouldn't have been able to have that be on the internet talking that bullshit. He'd be in the upper room. I tell you that. I do know one thing I would have did. Hunt that motherfucker down. Watch the light go out as dim from his eyes.
From recollection, served me right. The child was dropped off with the sister or something, but I know one or two parties went to the hospital because he had to get stitches. I know that for a fact. So, we went to court. This was the Euclid Municipal Court. This is public record. And I even got a report from the court reporter. You can get that. I paid $100 for it. Everything that was uttered in the courtroom or in the report. When we got to court, mother crying in the courtroom uncontrollably, very upset because her baby about to catch a case. His brother, his wife, he trying to plead, like give her a charge. Like he was like filing charge. It was just bad. So when they call number Barbie, because we're calling her Barbie, I got up with her and we went to stand. It's like a little pulpit in the center of the courtroom. She was standing and I was standing there. So the judge like, can you identify yourself, please? I said, Mary Ann Lorian. And he's like, and you are? I said, I'm her advocate. And he's like, I don't understand. She needs an attorney. I said, yes. This is not her trial. This is like, you know how you got to go. They set a date and they tell you the charge that you're going to be charged with. And then I said, I'm the one who posed bail because when her mother called me, I'm the one who went with her mom and I posed bail. So I'm coming to get my money.
Would you say, you know what? If I were the husband, she wouldn't even be worth it in my eyes. If you could just open your legs to another dude, then you weren't mine to begin with. That is a fact. That's a fact. Not only did you open your legs, you went to this man talking shit about him. That's a fact, Nicole. That's a fact.
Okay, because in order for you to get that bail money, we had to show up to court. So and the husband was in the courtroom too. So I told the judge I posed bail. I have my receipt here, and then there was a police officer on the right side of the judge. He left, came down, got the receipt from me, and handed it to the judge. And the judge was like, okay, for her hearing, she has to show up with her attorney. I said, yes, we have an attorney. TJ, again, was her attorney because TJ does this.
I mean, I don't really give a fuck what happened in court. Like, This story you're
And
dragging.
then to insult, to add injury to matter, he told that man, if you leave her, she's a good woman, don't leave. He made the video, you know, I'm not sure when he made the video, but it's 2 videos, if I'm not mistaken. One video is like, oh, if you slept with your girl, man, you go tell her you sorry, and something, an act that he committed. This is how conniving and underhanded he is. And then to insult, to add injury to matter, he told that man, if you leave her, she's a good woman, don't leave her, she made me, I will take her. Let me tell you something. Now, I'm not saying the marriage is perfect. They're working through some issue, but that girl didn't leave her husband. No, she did not.
Oh, so they still together?
No, she did not. She's still with her husband. Nobody's leaving their husband for you. You understand? It's just, so I share this story not to bring shame to her. I share this story to show you guys how conniving and sneaky he can be. He's just doing too much. Why on earth would you become a subscribed member on my channel? Make it add up for me, please. It makes no sense.
Yeah, we know about you, your freaky ass. He said, me and my wife flip with it. We know, freak body. We know. You lucky son of a bitch. You lucky motherfucker.
I told these police officers, I said, you know what? Him lurking around is making me uncomfortable. They're like, well, you know what? You don't have merit to place a restraining order, but you're allowed to make a report. And if anything evolves from in the future, you have the report back and we can backtrack on it. This is how trifling he is, brothers and sisters. This is how he operates. And then I know some of you mentioned, Marianne, you should have dropped that video. You dropped that phone call. You know why I didn't drop that video? 22 people sent me the same video. I want y'all to put your thinking cap on. 22 people sent me the same video. Yeah, I know these people from the community, but these are not like my inner circle, my diehard people. These are his people. You know what he wants? They want me to post that video. I don't even know if that video is not posted somewhere else. And if YouTube say, oh, you're using somebody else's video, give me a strike and take the channel down. He wants my channel down. I'm not going to allow that to happen. No, we're not doing that. I am not going to allow that to happen. I'm telling you something. Every time you do something, Dr. Umar, to irritate me, you irritate me with the phone call, I hit you with a video. You irritate me with subscribing as a pay member on my channel, I'm hitting you with this video. I got enough dirt on you, sir, to have content for 2 years. Keep playing, and I'm going to start dropping some behind-the-scene videos that we have. Keep playing with me. Keep playing. You want to play? Let's tap dance. Trifling. No good.
Oh shit, she ain't playing. She said you want to keep fucking around and drop some videos and show how terrible you was. Said hubby would have left my ass in the dust if I had done that. Right. Now same thing with her. I wish the fuck shit.
Good for nothing. You need to be concentrating on that school, figuring out how you're gonna salvage this, but you out here subscribing to my channel. Trifling. Ain't no video, you guys. I have no video for members only. No video. Unbelievable. 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 And then I told the cop, I said, just like you guys can verify an account through Facebook, like, you know, they're like, the man didn't commit any crime. but we could see who this account that subscribed to your channel is linked to. It's linked to him. It's linked to him. Family. It's linked to him. Trifling. Now, I apologize. I'm tired. I'm not in the best demeanor. You know, it's just upsetting. He's like a fly that won't go away. A fly that won't go away. He's disgusting. Thank you for taking time out to look at this video. And also, I want to chime something. I'm going to keep creating beautiful content for you guys. Like, I'm going to give you guys a perfect example. I just dropped Black Excellent. Black Excellent received 150 views. Someone in our community who is doing extraordinary.
All right, because now she's just talking about her video that she dropped and nobody watched it, and they only watched Awaken. Of course, they only want to watch see Umar. But you drop them other videos, they gonna blow up. You might as well. If you want your channel to grow, drop them other videos of Umar. That's my advice to you, Miss Marianne. If you want your channel to grow, drop them other videos of Umar. Then drop that other shit. Drop it in between. Drop one of Umar, drop your videos, and do it like that or something. But drop those videos of Umar. They love drama. They don't want it. I mean, I hate to say it, but you started something, and now the people are only going to look for that. So if you want, I suggest you make a separate channel and drop your art and your movies, and then keep that channel that you got and drop that Umar shit. That's all I'm saying. But that was her in a nutshell. Speaking and confirming on Umar being a fucking prick, man. He's just a sick prick who only cares about sticking his shango stick whatever he can find and taking money from the people. So we're gonna go to this other video where it's saying that Umar failed to show those donations. I mean, what the fuck is my son watching on my goddamn thing?
Literally everywhere. I know I was looking.
Answer a question, or you want to respond to a comment that you're seeing.
So Renee Stacks was on this show, and she was the title of this video is called Umar Johnson Failed to Provide Proof of Donations, featuring Renee Stacks.
Yeah, by all means. Hey lady, how you doing? What's going on? And I have the Philadelphia Housing Authority here, PHA. So in order for you all to report fraud, a lot of these things that can be reported can be done anonymously, you guys. So you don't have to give up your information. You don't, even for the contribution donation, if you believe that there's some sort of abuse with that and you want to make a complaint to the IRS, you can do it on the tax form 13909. There's a checkbox, and I'm going to pull that up, where you can select that you believe that you will be retaliated or have some sort of retribution for filing that form, that complaint. And what that does is it helps them to keep your information, whatever you decide to put on the tax form, to keep it private. So a lot of these complaints can be filed between the Philadelphia Housing Authority, with the IRS, with the charitable contribution. Those things can be done anonymously. So even if you want to reach out to the Philadelphia Fire Department, whatever the local fire department is regarding the ramps, if you want to file a complaint with the ADA Association, with the ADA, the agency, Americans with Disabilities Act, the agency that oversees, make sure that these ramps and accessible areas for those persons with disabilities that are wheelchair bed bound, you know, you can file a complaint with them anonymously. You can file a complaint with Social Security Disability since she's receiving that. You can file it. I mean, it's, you know, whatever agency, the social services department, you can file anonymous complaints with them. This is just going to put on some added pressure to get these agencies and these departments off their asses and to go out and to do something. I think most of us just want to see signs of life at this point. We want to know she's alive. Something's happening with her, because there is no reason for him to be keeping her from her own children. Even if you're not putting cameras in front of her, at least her children should be able to come in and out. He doesn't get to dictate that either.
And the crazy thing, this is what pissed me off so bad, and I sent it to one of the family members. And I didn't never speak on it because I got to be careful what I can speak on. Okay. But he had a woman send me, he has this woman that popped out of nowhere. She sent me a text message and she's like basically saying, yeah, I'm the wife. Or not the wife, the fiance, blah, 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 blah. She says, we knew about you. But here's the thing. And I know what it was meant to do, but I'm a person, I think 3D. So I'm like, if she's been here the whole time, why didn't he give me her contact number or give her my contact number so that I could contact her if something happened with the mom? Why isn't she being used? You know, and I know for a fact she hadn't been in the house. So that opens up another can of questions, a can of worms. But when he leaves and you're there and you're keeping her, the only point of contact that I had was him. And who leaves their children? And I always resort back like it's my child, because that's how you're cared for. Right. Who leaves their child and not have another phone number in case something happens? Now, mind you, this is the time when Philadelphia had that airplane crash. Okay. There were planes dropping out of the sky for whatever reason. If anything happened, and in that case, I had to call 911 because he didn't have anybody on like that could come over and help me.
That's crazy. Even with jobs, you got to have more than one emergency contact. So I don't know how the medical aides that he hired, or I don't know how they allow that. He might be lying to him and tell him that she ain't got no other kids or some shit like that. Because you got to have more than one emergency contact. So that's ruthless right there. That you only, like, what if you doing a lecture or something and you not answering the phone? There has to be somebody else that she should be able to call. That puts the mother's life in danger. Because, like I said, what if you on the road doing something and something happens to your mother and you not answering the phone? That medical aid gonna have to call somebody, need somebody else to call. And he listed himself as the only contact. That's crazy. Or he's giving the only contact as him. That's fucking diabolical. He don't care about his mother.
Me get her up, you know, and put her back to the bed. There was nobody there, so she literally had to sit there. And I was sitting there talking to her. And then he came in, and it was like, I was like, there's nobody, no contact person. So even for this woman, he didn't give me anyone in case something bad happened. Even with him, not even with her, like I can't make it back. I'm hemmed up, something's wrong, whatever. I'm just stuck at the house not knowing anything. Right. And then there's no information on when he left me with her. I'm bullshit y'all not. I think he gave me at least a 15-20 minute crash course on how to take care of her.
Wow. And that's it.
That was it. And
she's
not able,
wheelchair bound.
She can't tell you where her socks are.
He said he gave her a 15-minute crash course on how to take care of his mother and bounce. Max, what's up? That's crazy. She said a 15, 20-minute crash course on what to do with his mother. You need way more time than that than explain. You have to actually show her, what needs to be done, and give her demonstrations, and that takes a while. That takes like at least a day or two. I'm not leaving the house unless that maid fully knows what to do with my mother, how to properly take care of her. He gave her a 15-minute crash course and bounced. That's wild.
Can't tell you where this is, where that is. There's stuff literally everywhere. I know I was looking for a certain time.
He didn't even tell her where her. That's crazy. So what if something happened? She had like a medical issue. She don't even know where to go find the medicine. She pooping on herself. She don't even know where to go find the diapers. That's crazy. Then you gotta live in clutter. How's she gonna find it if you hoarding shit stacked to the ceiling? How's she gonna find anything?
Type of chuck to put up underneath her recliner, or her bottom book under the recliner. And I was like, where is it? I was looking through everything. I couldn't find it. He wasn't answering his phone. This is after the event. It's just.
This is so crazy. And she's somebody that was in the picture and still failed to report what she saw and what she knew was going on.
Right. So so that's my whole point of bringing that up. Like, I don't give a damn that what y'all are. I'm saying, why didn't he tell me, hey, it's a chick that I know, I'm close to her. If something happens, you can't get in touch with me, call her. She knows what's going on.
Wow.
There was never anything like that. But she felt
the
need to tell me about herself afterwards. And I'm just like, this is crazy.
That's madness. The madness of this, and she's aiding in this behavior. She's aiding.
That's why I said conduct. They all need. That's why I was telling the council last night. They all need to get hemmed up.
Oh yeah.
But here's the other thing to it. It's like he's always hella transparent after the explosion. Like after something happens, then he'll tell you everything you want to know. But he knows he doesn't make good decisions. So why not to be fully disclosed fully in the beginning?
Right. Because he knows it's going to tie back to him. Yeah. And he dodges accountability. He dodges accountability on every level and everything that's going on between his children, his mother, FPMG school, when it comes to you and how you've been treated, when it comes to him and other women. He dodges accountability. He's a man baby child throwing an epic tantrum, and he doesn't want to take responsibility for anything.
He came to me.
That's the same thing he do with not just with his children. He does it with the women. He does it with the school, the donations, everything. No accountability ever. That's what men like him do, narcissists. They don't believe that he can ever be wrong. And I blame half of that on the people, because y'all put him up there, not the people in the chat. I'm talking about his subscribers. I mean his followers. Yes, it's to his followers. This is your fault. You allowed this man to be this way for years. In front of your faces, he's been telling us who he is the entire time. And you've been allowing the shit. And look where we're at today. Scorn women, money took it, school not built. I mean, how fucking naive can you be?
About Anissa, I told him exactly how to handle the situation. He said, F that, turned around and did the most toxic shit you could do. I'm like, so what is, and this is the whole reason of me coming up out of that space that last time when I that turned around and did the most toxic shit you could do.
When it comes to you and how you've been treated, when it comes to him and other women, He dodges accountability. He's a man baby child throwing an epic tantrum, and he doesn't want to take responsibility for anything.
He came to me about Anissa. I told him exactly how to handle the situation. He said, F that, turned around and did the most toxic shit you could do. I'm like, so what is, and this is the whole reason of me coming up out of that space that last time when I left, is because I don't mind rocking with you. I'll rock with you to the end. Not saying if I felt like he was on the up and up, but I'll rock with you to the end. But if you're not trying to change, he didn't bring me into that space to change. He brought me in that space to continue what he was doing.
See,
I'm not
when he saw you weren't getting down. Yeah, you saw we weren't going to get down with that.
No, I came here for change. You want to just clean up the house? I'm with that. You want to get shit on board so that you can get the school open? I'm with that. But when I start seeing things and I didn't see it the way I saw it broken up in pieces. So if we would condense all me and Umar's time, I would have found out exactly what Umar was, even to the point where people haven't figured it out yet, in probably about a week time.
Wow.
But it spanned it over.
Well, the crazy part is that ties into what I was just saying. He's been showing you the entire time who the fuck he is. The entire time. He has not hid anything. Only thing he hid is what he's doing with them donations. That's the only thing he's hiding. He ain't hiding nothing else.
2.2 because I'm not up under this man all this time. I'm talking to him via text over over the phone, but he's in a whole nother state. He's somewhere far away. I just can only go by what he tells me. Now, when I get in his presence, what he told me isn't lining up. I'm smart enough to see that.
Right. Good for you.
Yeah.
You have women defending him, and I find that to be deplorable.
They're not close enough to him yet.
Yeah,
because you can't be that dingy to see if you're hanging out with this man and up under him. Either you don't want to see that he has mental health issues, or you know it and you're trying to. A lot of these women are trying to keep him in play so that they will have a space with him, and that's weird.
It's so weird because he has nothing to offer. Absolutely nothing. There's no school.
That's a fact. That's a fact. I've never seen so many desperate women want a man with absolutely nothing to offer you. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have a car. He doesn't have his own nothing. He has nothing but the notoriety. That's it. That's it. That's all he bringing to the table. Shango sticks, a Shango stick, and notoriety. Nothing, absolutely nothing else. And then you standing next to this nigga, you gonna crash and burn. Who I hate to be. I don't. Matter of fact, I don't feel sorry for any woman that's with this man. Because if you're standing next to him right now, you're gonna crash and burn with it.
No, he's not that famous. I mean, look, he's in the news cycle for all the wrong reasons. He's not accomplishing anything positive or great at all. He's not making any positive impact at all except running his mouth. So the only thing he's doing is soliciting contributions and donations to run his mouth because he has not opened a school. He will not explain the expenses of the contributions and the gifts and donations, the money he's getting in. He still has yet to explain why these alleged accounts were frozen. Why have they been thought out? I mean, he won't explain anything what's going on with his mother. He won't let anyone see her. He won't show sign of life. He's not doing anything positive. So,
but if you are somebody, if you're a woman that has never had anything, if you've never built anything, if you've never been close to anything, and something like this comes along, you're going to think it's a win.
See, man, and the sad part is they think that this is the greatest ever.
Because they haven't been exposed to anything else.
Yeah.
Shameful. Now, most women know if you know you know, if you get next to him, if you have worked on your degree, you've obtained your degree, or whatever you've built for yourself, you know that a man like this, which is what I saw, they will take you down. They're a liability.
Yep.
Because he doesn't listen and he don't make smart moves. He will take you down with him.
Yep.
There's
and they
no
don't
way.
think that they're going to be a part of any investigations, knowing that this is going on. And they said nothing. And you see something, say something. And that's kind of like the MO. It should just be because we're human beings and we have some sort of humanity. I don't see how anyone that claims to be in any relationship with him could possibly think that this is a good situation for his mother. And when it comes to the police that came out to the home, you guys know that the police body camera footage is public information. The dash cam footage is public information on the police vehicles. So what I sent over to our good sister and friend here, Lene, is the link here to the Philadelphia Police Department. Here's where you can go and request police recordings. So a request for an audio or video recording in the possession of law enforcement agency must be made within 60 days of the date the recording was made. So for the most recent incident where the police came to the home to do a FOIA request and get the police.
At this as a form of harassment, this is from the manager. This is not a form of harassment. They as many times, because it's been done, so that ought to tell you this was happening before I even came into the picture. So this ain't Siobhan doing this. This ain't Lene Stacks doing this. This process was started way before I came into the picture, but it always ends because of that. You know, one of the 5 things is not there. So sometimes people tell you things in a way that they can't tell you what they want to tell you, but they tell you in a way they hope you listen. And I peeped it. She said this will not be considered a form of harassment. Hotline it as many times. I think they want in there also.
Yeah, they do.
So
and you can tell 3 times in 4 weeks. He stated in the post that the police
and it's
came
been
out.
more than that.
It's
been more than that.
Wow.
That's Umar. You can't listen to anything that man says, because if it was 12 times, he's going to say it was 4 times. He's just a habitual liar. He's a pathological liar.
Absolutely. Oh, yes. I picked that first video I've done on him. And in researching individuals, you know, you start to see what their pattern of behavior is. He's been doing this for years. He's been this way. It's so easy to discern that. And the fact that he does it with ease, like his breathing air.
Yeah.
And he does it with impunity. He doesn't care about the consequence of his lie.
Exactly. And this is how I look at things. For people to come at me, I don't have a history of this shit. So me doing it, I would have done this somewhere in my past. If I've hacked shit, I would have done this somewhere in my past. My employer is already hip to everything that's going on because he said that I hacked accounts. This
they're not really talking about nothing. So we're gonna go to this video. I thought they was, we're gonna go to this video. Umar talking about his 6 degrees. Umar speaks about his 6 college degrees that he has. This looks like it's gonna be a good. It's
gonna get very heavy for a lot of people, and it's gonna be, again, something that a lot of people are gonna have a problem digesting. Now let's also lay a foundation as far as your education, because that is something that people need to understand, that you're just not a regular dude talking. Based on your education and your experience, like I said, I have followed your work for quite some time now. Actually, the last time you were in Queens, I was at JPAC on Jamaica Avenue, and I got to meet you about your book and all of that. So, I'm familiar, and I'm very, very impressed with what you have done so far. But let's lay a little foundation for our listeners. Your education and your experience, sir.
Yes, sir. Well, I have 6 degrees,
plus 3 professional certifications, one of which I voluntarily remitted. So I have a bachelor's in psychology, a bachelor's in political science, a master's in school psychology, a master's in clinical psychology, a master's in educational leadership, and a doctorate in clinical psychology. My professional certificates are certified school psychologist, certified school principal, and I was once a...
You're not a certified, stop right there. Stop right there. Now, we already did the math on how long it would take to get all those degrees. And the math is not mathing. In order to get all those degrees, that's 15 to 20 years of college to get those degrees. Masters and doctorates. You know how long it takes to get a doctorate? Masters are usually like 2 to 3 years. Even if you got those simultaneously, you still will have to go to school for a very long time. And then he said he's a certified hobosexual. Hobosexual. He's a hobosexual. Black power. Excuse me. He said he got all those degrees plus 20 years of experience in working in the field. That math is not math. He's too young to have been able to get all those degrees and work 20 years in those fields. You'd be going to school half your life.
Nationally certified school psychologist, but I voluntarily remitted membership in the National Association of School Psychologists, which is mostly white, because they were not doing anything about the school to prison pipeline. They weren't doing anything about the psychoacademic holocaust against Black boys, and they weren't doing anything about the special education exploitation and ADHD exploitation of Black children. So I gave up my membership in the National.
Okay. Now, Dr. Umar, why?
You full of shit. You full of shit. You never had it in the first place. He said he gave it up. You never had that shit in the first place. He gave it up. That's a convenient excuse. That sounds like a convenient excuse. You never gave it up. They took you to court because you never had it.
Why is it that you think people seem to have issues with some of the stuff that you say, especially when it comes to these kind of issues?
It goes back to being unapologetically African, meaning, okay, the two biggest issues that people take issue with. Number one, interracial dating. Yes. I do not support it. I do not condone it, but it's important for people to know why. I don't care if they disagree, because I'm unapologetically African. I'm not a politician and don't.
Now, you see how he just moved the goalposts? I believe he was talking about your degrees. He said people disagree with these degrees. And he jumps to his stance on interracial marriage and him being unapologetically African. What the fuck that got to do with people not believing you got them damn degrees? Nothing.
People seem to have issues with some of the stuff that you say, especially when it comes to these kind of issues.
I was wrong.
It goes back to being unapologetically African, meaning, okay, the two biggest issues that people take issue with. Number one, interracial dating.
Yes.
I do not support it. I do not condone it, but it's important for people to know why. I don't care if they disagree because I'm unapologetically African. I'm not a politician and don't plan to be. I'm not a preacher and don't plan to be. I'm a true fellow.
So what would you get a master's in political science for if you, whatever?
The reason I disagree with interracial marriage is because here in the American African context, Black women are the least likely to get married. Only 1 out of every 4 Black women will get married in her lifetime because of the war against Black men and because of Black men's insatiable craving for all other women who are not Black.
I think that's a crock of shit. I know a bunch of Black women that just don't want to get married. There's not a craving for other women. It's just the fact that they don't want to get married. And other women do, in my opinion. Black women, a lot of majority of Black women I know, they don't want to be married. They don't want to be wives. Now, I'm not saying that it's all Black women because we have some Black women in here that are married. We have some men in here that are married to Black women. I'm one of them. But a lot of Black women don't want to be married. Until they in their fucking 40s and 50s. And then by that time, don't nobody want to marry.
So it is not a rejection of the white woman. It is a love and affection and a concern about the future of not only the Black woman, but the stability of the Black family. If you don't build family with the Black woman, there are no Black families. And so for me, when I see the Charles Barkley's,
how you gonna say that shit when you over here ruining Black families? You son of a bitch. How dare you say some shit like that when you over there ruining Black families?
Of the world. When I see the Jalen Roses of the world, when I see the Kanye West of the world, when I see so many Black athletes and entertainers whose body of work I respect, and then I see them running around with somebody else's daughter, a woman that it was illegal for you to be with 60 years ago. So the way I see it, if the Black woman was good enough for you in Africa, she should be good enough for you now. If the Black woman was good enough for you in slavery, she should be good enough for you now. If the Black woman was good enough for you in Jim Crow and civil rights and Black power, why isn't the Black woman good enough for you now? So it has nothing to do with hating the Black woman. I respect all humanity. I respect all humanity, but I unapologetically reserve the right to fight and champion the cause of the Black woman who is not being put up on the pedestal that she is entitled to by her Black man.
Wow.
Well said. Hard to argue with that. So I don't know why some.
You know what he's doing with that? He's making Black women feel like he's the only Black man that wants them. That's what he's doing when he does that. He's trying to make Black women feel like don't no other Black man out there want you but me. And that's why they flock to him. With that bullshit right there.
People have a problem. So why the hate? Why is it that Dr. Umar Johnson seems to, it seems to rub some people the wrong way? And I've heard it because since we announced this interview, I had a few people call me up and say, no, Master Chris, why are you gonna, bring this man on the radio? Because, he's this and he's that, and he hates this and he hates that. And I'm like, I haven't heard that. So why do you think some people, even though you say something positive, but some people hear the negative?
The only thing I hate is oppression. That's the only thing I hate. I do not hate people of any color or of any orientation. And speaking of orientation, the other issue, twin issue that people take odds with me on is related to the LBGTQRSTIVX. They take it with that because don't same-sex relationships. But here we go again, Honorable. I do not hate homosexuals. I do not hate bisexuals. I do not hate lesbians. You understand?
Right.
Again, Black family first. If we're going to be African family first, how can I support a lifestyle that is taking more Black men away from Black women than they have already lost?
Yeah.
If interracial dating is a threat to the Black family, then homosexuality is a super threat to the Black family. How can you freely allow the public and charter schools to teach Black children about alternative sexuality where we don't have enough traditional sexuality going on? I mean, look at our homes. 67% of all Black children in America, whether they come from the Caribbean, Africa, or the States, 67% are being raised by single mothers. How can you solve that problem without focusing in on interracial dating? How can you solve that problem without focusing in on the Barack Obama-sponsored homosexualization of Black public school children?
Valid point. But then when you bring up that name that you just brought up, former President Barack Obama, some people are going to have an immediate negative reaction. And you say what to that?
I say that American Africans, and when I say American Africans, I'm speaking about all of us. I'm a Pan-Africanist. So there's no separating out any group. All of us as a race globally, we are emotionally and religiously immature. And anyone who can invoke within us the religious principle can exploit our emotions for personal gain. Barack Obama did an excellent job of exploiting African-American religious symbology and emotional immaturity for political victory. In other words, we projected onto him an immature and erroneous profit energy. We regarded Obama as a savior. And in regarding him as a savior, we failed to hold him accountable. In other words, Honorable, Black people have this thing about us where we have to like you in order to vote for you. We have to like you in order to vote. And I say that is a very dysfunctional principle. I don't have to like you to do business with you. I simply have to trust you. People do business with each other all the time that they do not like. I'm willing to bet you do business with people who you may not necessarily like, but y'all agree to do business. But when it comes to politics, Black people have to like you. And if we like you, we will ignore your politics. We like Bill Clinton. And look what he did. Locked up more Black people than any Republican president you can name. We like Barack Obama. And look what he did. Took the entire Black civil rights struggle and rolled it up and rolled it over to white women, gays, and non-African immigrants. We have been used by every president in American history because we cannot stop being emotional long enough to study the platform and strategically decide which way we should go.
Wow. Very, very powerful point. And it's giving a lot of people a lot to think about. And I know you're hurting some heads right now because some people, they just never heard anything like this. Now, since you touch on politics, Dr. Umar Johnson, how do you feel about this upcoming presidential election, which is less than a week away?
Someone once said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. We have been voting since the 1857, I believe it was, over. Someone once said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again.
Upcoming presidential election, which is less than a week away.
Someone once said, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results.
Projection, Mr. Johnson. Projection. Projection. Let me read some of these. I'm trying to read some of these in the chat. Anita, what's up? Yeah, Umar needs his ass kicked. Yup. People just want to party and not marriage. Is sad. That's a fact, Negro. They think they're young and they got their young life ahead of them. And then when they 50, 40 and 50, then they want to settle down talking about I want to be married. And then they get upset that nobody wants to marry them. Do you realize? I don't think they realize that when a man wants to get married, right? He wants to build something. Wants to build a family. Wants to have kids with his wife. Don't nobody want them hard-boiled ass eggs. You done wait until you was past your prime and child-giving years to say, I want to get married. You realize that that person wants, when they want to have children and then build a family, they don't realize that part about marriage. A lot of them think they can come in with their own kids, other people's kids, and think that niggas just all. Not everybody's willing to accept that. There are some men out there that are willing to accept that, but not all men are willing to accept. They want to get married and build a family. And if you're past your prime of child giving, that's a you know, that's an issue with a lot of men, majority of the men. We said black people haven't voted since slavery didn't end until 1865. Wait. We said black people that haven't voted since 1850. Slavery didn't end until. Yeah, that makes no fucking sense. He said that? I didn't catch that. My wife was talking to me. That's why I was just sitting there not talking. She was talking to me. I have a mic muted. This is how pimp talk in minutes to get the ask for your donations. Watch. I wonder about Umar is getting to do what Umar is getting to do when he gets to be 60. He's still gonna be out here talking about black queens, but he's gonna be in jail by that time. He's gonna be the fucking jail. Or in Ghana. If I was him, I'd pack my shit and I'd been at Ghana 3 weeks ago. I'd have been in Ghana 3 weeks ago if I was him. He said that? Yeah, he's a doofus magoofus. I need to make that. My uncle been bullshitting, man. I'm trying to get him to do these t-shirts. I need Jaded to get out the hospital though so he can make the logos. Before the Civil War, a small number of free black men who owned property were able to vote in some states. However, this is right was increasingly restricted during You looked it up? See, I mean, people think we don't be releasing no information on my channel. We do.
have been voting since the 1857, I believe it was, 15th, is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. We have been voting since the 1857, I believe it was, 15th Amendment. That's over 150 years of voting.
Yeah, he said that. We've been voting since 1857. Let's fact check that. When was slavery abolished? 1865. How the fuck was we voting since 1857? See, that's the problem here. We need to stop listening. You know what? I think the problem is with us because we take people's word instead of like researching it and to find out if what he said was true or not. Now I'm looking at like he might have said 1,000 things that aren't true. We need to start doing our research. When we find something profound that a person is saying about history or anything, we need to look that shit up and fact check it.
As a people in the United States. And every single president that has come to office has done nothing for black people except make you think they're going to do something for black.
You're full of shit. JFK got his fucking head blown off in front of the world. JFK got his head blown off in front of the world because he was about to do something for black people. You said no president? He got his motherfucking muffin cap peeled back blue in front of his wife. In front of his wife. Got his muffin cap blown off in front of the world as a demonstration saying this is what we do to anybody who tries to help him. What about Lincoln? Even though he was half black and really didn't give a fuck about black people, he still abolished slavery. Didn't he? Wasn't that Lincoln that set the slaves free? Wasn't that Lincoln? That's doing something for black people. I mean, he might not have been able to change the conditions, but he got them up out of that slavery. One step at a time, nigga. You know these white folks ain't gonna change overnight, and he knew it too. Whether he did or didn't give a fuck about black folks in the end, he still abolished slavery. JFK was about to get rid of Jim Crow and give us a hell of a lot of rights. They blew his fucking head off. That's two presidents right there that did something for black folks. Shit, Donald Trump came through with the stimmy. What you mean? I needed that. He did a lot. Donald Trump came through with 3 of them Jones. I needed that. I'm a black man, and I needed that money. Donald Trump came through with that stimmy. That's 3 presidents. Even though he's doing what he's doing right now, you can't deny he came through with that stimmy. Motherfuckers needed that stimmy, and he was giving back unemployment. Motherfuckers was getting tens and 20. Well, one person I know got 15 racks. My wife got 6. Plus 3 stimmies on top. Shit, I needed that. What you talking about? They definitely did something for black folks.
black people. Now, when you look at Vice President Biden's record, this man helped craft the 1994 Federal Crime Act. The Bill Clinton crime bill was largely written by Joe Biden and company. Joe Biden was against school desegregation. He was against school busing. And then you come on the other side and you have Donald Trump, who will probably go down in history as the most unapologetically racist president in American history. Donald Trump is unique. He's unique even when compared to Bush. He's unique even when compared to Nixon. He's unique when compared to any of the Southern presidents because he don't care what the public thinks about him.
Right.
You've never had a president who was insensitive to public opinion, but Donald Trump is. Yeah. And so, in my opinion, this race right here is the most irrelevant race for black people in American history because neither candidate has a history of doing anything for black folks. See, the problem that we make is we don't understand the most important thing you do in a presidential election is not vote. The most important thing you do in a presidential election is you finance the campaign. Can you name a single presidential campaign that black people have ever come together for so they could support it financially? You cannot name one. We have never organized the black vote in 150 years. Let me say it again. We have never organized the black vote in 150 years. You know who's organized the black vote? The Democrats, the Libertarian Party, the Green Party, the Republican Party, all of which are white-owned, white-run parties. We have never organized the black vote, and that's why the black vote works for everybody except black people. The black vote works for the Republicans. The black vote works for the Democrats. The black vote works for the governor. The black vote works for your mayor. The black vote never works for black people because it is disorganized.
FDMG fantasy.
You know what's disorganized? Your motherfucking school shit. That's what's disorganized. That school. That's what's disorganized. That goddamn school. All right, we're gonna play Mr. Judge video. Then I'm gonna go drink me a beer and go to bed. Where is it at? Where is it at? I just had the motherfucker on. Hold on. Hold up. There it is. All right. There it is.
70s at this point, but I wasn't aware that you could be gay and yet have a wife and then produce children. However, Umar isn't very bright. All right, America, your favorite
Shout out to Mr. Judge. So this is another AI Donald Trump video going at Umar Johnson. Shout out to Mr. Judge. Y'all haven't gone over to his channel, definitely go over there and subscribe. And make sure y'all hitting that like button. If you want to support the channel, Cash App, PayPal, it's pinned to the top of the chat. Oh, Rex, I got your joint the other day. Was it yesterday or the day before? I appreciate that. I didn't see it until the next morning. But I appreciate that. If anybody else wants to donate to the channel, Cash App, PayPal is at the top of the chat and going on the screen at the bottom.
President is back making fun of Umar. This time, Umar has decided to call Obama the first gay president. Now, I know I'm in my 70s at this point, but I wasn't aware that you could be gay and yet have a wife and then produce children. However, Umar isn't very bright. Plus, it's all just to prolong his eventual home in the gutter, so go figure. Anyway, let's see what he has to say.
On May the 6th, 2016, United States President Barack Hussein Obama became the first president in American history to co-sign childhood transgenderism.
Nice, but no dice, Umar. Obama is not the one to actually sign childhood transgenderism. In fact, no president has. He is, however, responsible for signing a law requiring schools to treat transgender students fairly. AI is your worst enemy, Umar Dunbar.
On May the 6th,
Umar Dunbar. Yo, he cracked me up with that Umar Dunbar shit. But see, this is what I mean by looking shit up. When these motherfuckers put out information, he just put it out. Look. Former President Barack Obama did not sign the law that mandated childhood transgenderism. The Obama administration issued a non-binding guidance to public schools interpreting federal law to protect transgender students from discrimination, but the guidance did not create new laws. Nigga don't know what he talking about. He just be making shit up.
AI is your worst enemy, Umar Dunbar.
On May the 6th of 2016, President Obama sent a letter to every school district in the United States. And President Obama said, every child has a right to use the bathroom of the gender that they identify with.
Oh, so Obama said that in a letter? I am so glad we have you, the all-knowing God of wisdom, to tell us this. I am also sure in your limitless wisdom you actually brought evidence to support this accusation. What? No? You didn't? Oh, darn. I guess that goes in the dumb shit pile again.
And President Obama threatened the state departments of education. If you don't let transgender children use the bathroom of the gender they identify with, we will cut your funding. We will cut your money. We will cut your grants. And so Barack Obama, more than any other politician in the world, fed the transgender movement against black children, brothers and sisters. And you need to understand that.
No, the only thing they need to understand is the fact you're feeding them bullshit. First of all, the law was a guideline. It didn't include allowing children to go to any bathroom they wanted, and it wasn't even binding as my evidence showed. Your true issue with Obama is that he wasn't a racist like you, and so he put the nation rather than race first.
Barack Obama is not the friend of black people, never was, never will be. Sometimes you got to wake up and recognize that everybody who look like you is not necessarily for you, brothers and sisters.
My God, Jabba the Fat is making a lot of sense. Not everyone who looks like you is for you. So if a person scammed you out of millions of dollars, never gave it back, and spent all of that money on themselves for over 15 years, that person would not be a friend, but an enemy, right? Umar, buddy, do you ever get tired of telling on yourself?
Let me say this. On October the 16th of 2016, a white racist woman by the name of Margaret Sanger gave birth to an organization called Planned Parenthood.
Wrong again, dumbass. First of all, Margaret Sanger died in 1966. Second of all, Planned Parenthood has been around since 1942. Well, there you have it. The most prestigious and most sought out. Black scholar defeated by 2 simple Google searches. Hope those millions of dollars were worth it, Umar supporters.
Planned Parenthood was created
My bad. My daughter was in here making noise, so I had to mute my mic.
On yourself?
Let me say this. On October the 16th of 2016, a white racist woman by the name of Margaret Sanger gave birth to an organization called Planned Parenthood.
Wrong again, dumbass. First of all, Margaret Sanger died in 1966. Second of all, Planned Parenthood has been around since 1942.
Say this.
Umar, buddy, do you ever get tired of telling on yourself?
Let me say this. On October the 16th of 2016, a white racist woman by the name of Margaret Sanger gave birth to an organization called Planned Parenthood.
Wrong again, dumbass. First of all, Margaret Sanger died in 1966. Second of all,
oh my fucking God. Oh my God. Yo, we gonna have to go back and Mr. Judge, I'm glad you did this. Because we might have to go back and fact check a lot of now if he made that shit up, imagine all the shit that he's a dangerous man. That child psychology shit that he was spitting out to people, we got to go back and fact check that. Because he can get somebody hurt.
Planned Parenthood has been around since 1942. Well, there you have it. The most prestigious and most sought out black scholar defeated by 2 simple Google searches. Hope those millions of dollars were worth it, Umar supporters.
Wow. Planned Parenthood was created with the express intent to get rid of babies in the stomachs of black women who have not yet been born.
And Stalin handed out ice cream cones on weekends. There exists no mission statement that supports.
He said Stalin, yeah, right. And Stalin handed out ice cream cones on the weekend. Oh man, Stalin was one of the most evil motherfuckers that ever lived. That was
It's the dumb shit you're saying, Umar. In fact, Planned Parenthood is voluntary. No one is required to do it unless they chose to. Whether you think abortion is right or wrong, that doesn't justify accusing them of targeting black women to kill their babies. Just admit that your only power of persuasion is hate, and without it, you would be a homeless bum.
I've done my research on Barbados.
That's a fact.
You have a Barbados Family Planning Association, which is associated with the Planned Parenthood International Federation. I have a question for you, Barbados. In the United States right now, Planned Parenthood is giving out hormone replacement therapy to black children.
While it's true that Planned Parenthood does provide hormone replacement supplement, they don't give them to people under 18 without their consent. What world do you live in where a company can just give drugs to kids without the parent consent? Go back to school, Umar.
Yeah, what the fuck? Bro, this is a dangerous man. Because you got people believing this shit that don't actually simply Google it.
If the Inter-American Development Bank is successful in forcing transgender culture.
I'm sorry, this dude right here distracted me with the bowl cut. This dude right here is the true definition of a dickhead. The true definition of a dickhead. This dude right here, his bowl cut, his skimmer, his doo-wop, 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 doo-wop is distracting the shit out of me.
On the African Barbadian people is the Barbadian Family Planning Association going to start giving out hormone replacement therapy to your children.
As we established, even if they did, they are not giving it to the children themselves, as they have to be 18 years old before they can get it. I'm not a fan of transgenderism myself. I frankly think it's stupid. However, that doesn't change the fact it's not a crime for being trans or the hormone supplements a company legally sells to them.
I think you.
That's a fact. Anita, would you say? I know as a teacher, it is illegal to advise a parent to put a child on medication. We can't even mention medication. Wow. And that's probably why they took his ass to fucking court. I am a doctor. I'm in a doctoral program, and after only 1 year, and I can tell you it was trash. What was trash? What the fuck y'all talking about? How when the Black Hispanic community have the highest birth? That's what I was about to say. That Kathy Lacker, we got the highest fucking birth rate. How can that be true? And it's voluntary. Don't forget that part. Mr. Judge mentioned that too. It's voluntary. If that was specifically made to target black women and kill black babies, they would have made it mandatory. Somehow tried to make it mandatory, in my opinion.
You need to do some research. I think you need to ask some questions. Our prime minister, I love her to death. First black female prime minister in the history of the island. I love that. I support that. But we also have to ask the good queen some questions as well.
No, you don't, Umar.
Oh,
You're saying that you support the prime minister, but you're literally talking shit about her and accusing her of being in league with an organization that you falsely claimed is targeting black children. All you're doing in reality, beyond making an ass of yourself, is to start controversy so you can scare more people. You are the prince of saying dumb shit, Umar Dunbar.
Do you, as
Umar
Prime
Dunbar.
Minister of Barbados, support childhood transgenderism? Do you, as the Prime Minister, support gender reassignment surgery? Do you, as the Prime Minister, support the propaganda coming into the public schools that's going to brainwash tens of thousands of Barbadian children into believing they were supposed to be a boy when God made them a girl, or they're supposed to be a girl?
At the end of the day, why would that even matter to American people? How does that affect American black boys? See, the problem is he keep trying to do this global shit, and we got enough problems in the black community in America. And you notice that most of his shit is focused on Africa and Hades, and we don't give a fuck about. I mean, I'm not saying that, we should turn a blind eye, but we got enough problems over here to solve. And that's how you know he's just saying shit to get you riled up so you can donate. Because none of the issues he's talking about has anything to do with us.
When God made him a boy.
You know, it's incredible that Umar is so good at creating controversy as he is getting me to defend an ideology that I don't even personally agree with. Transgender isn't actually a subject in most schools, but even in the few that are, the goal is not to convince boys that they're girls or girls that they are boys. What they try to teach is that gender is fluid and there is nothing wrong with being the gender you feel comfortable with. Do I agree with them? Hell no. But that doesn't justify falsely accusing them of propaganda or trying to turn people trans.
Brothers and sisters, get serious about our survival as African people. I don't think they can ever totally get rid of us, but they can definitely hurt our quality of life. They can definitely disadvantage the way we live our lives.
Okay, you want to talk about ruining quality of lives? What lives have you improved, Umar? Definitely not your mom, who you take full advantage of by taking her Social Security money, illegally occupying her home, and denying her the ability to see other family members, even her own mother, before she died. You certainly did not improve the lives of the black community in the United States. Matter of fact, you set generations back by stealing money for an education you never gave them. You lecture about quality of life, you're like a cancer on the skin. You take forever.
That's what you just said. You set us back generations by stealing all that money. Because you know what? It's going to take a couple generations for the black community to trust anybody that comes through with any type of good ideas that you had, or the intentions that he claimed that he had. It's going to take generations for us to trust another person. And there might be somebody that comes along with great ideas and they're genuinely trying to do what they say, and we're not going to trust them because you fucked that all up.
In the United States. Matter of fact, you set generations back by stealing money for an education you never gave them. You lecture about quality of life, you're like a cancer on the skin. You take forever and give back never.
Brothers and sisters, I've been told that an act of parliament in
She claimed that she gay, but then she went out on a date. I don't know. One minute she gay, one minute she not. She just went out on a date with a dude, and apparently she didn't got chlamydia from somebody losing her virginity. So I don't know. One minute she gay, I think she was claiming that she was gay to piss her father off.
August the 1st of 1834. If that's the case, if slavery ended in Barbados on August the 1st of 1834, can somebody tell me why the Barbadian government is about to issue a new child protective bill that will make it more difficult for the Barbadian parents to decide how you want to raise your children?
First of all, what the hell does a protective bill have to do with slavery? That's not even relevant to slavery or the law they're trying to impose. The better question is, why are you asking about the Slavery Abolishment Act of 1834 by the British government when the Barbados government is completely independent? That answers the question by itself. Logic 1, Umar Dunbar 0.
They're doing in Barbados what they did in America. Let me tell you what your brothers and sisters go through in the streets of New York, in Philadelphia, and Atlanta, and Tennessee. If your child tells you that they want to be a girl when they're biologically a boy, if your child tells you they want to be a boy, but they are biologically a girl, you are not allowed to disagree with your child.
Bullshit. Don't believe in Barbados. You most certainly can disagree with the child if they were to express that. Not only can you disagree, but those little troublemakers have no say about their lives until they turn 18. However, what Umar means in reality by disagree is that you're not allowed to abuse them, which is correct. You can't. If you do, then your ass is mine. I'll give you the Trump Deluxe treatment and send your asses straight to El Salvador. Don't believe me? Fuck around and find out.
If you disagree with your child and your child goes to school, and the child tells the teacher or the counselor or the nurse or the social worker that I want to be a girl, they can remove your child from your home.
Only if you get physically or verbally abusive, Umar. However, your ass would not know the difference since you abuse your own mother.
Yeah, what the fuck is he talking about? Wait. He's saying that if your child decides they want to be transgender, they can remove the child from your home. That's not true. Now, if your child wants to be transgender and you just start abusing the fuck out of them, yes, they can remove them from your home.
Looking at the Barbados Family Planning Association, and I'm looking at this new child protective law that they're trying to introduce into Barbados, and I can see the writing on the wall. You will be the next casualty. You will be the next casualty in the global transgenderization war against African children. It is population control. It is nothing else.
Okay, serious question. Even if half of what he is saying were true, and none of it is, but even if it were, what exactly is he going to do about it? Nothing. And what is he going to do for all the people listening to him as he spouts this nonsense? Also nothing. These people have no idea how much Umar hates and or does not care about them or their country. He's paid to do this stupid song and dance routine. It won't help nobody except make them lose brain cells.
That's a fact. Like, we ought to establish Umar does not really care about nobody but himself. His personality shows it.
So whether you are lesbian, whether you are homosexual, whether you are transgender or bisexual, everyone here today who cares about the future of African children, should be able to agree that a 5-year-old is too young to be getting taught about sex, be it heterosexual or homosexual. A 7-year-old is too young to be taught about sex, whether it be homosexual or heterosexual. Our 10, 11, and 12-year-old black babies are too young to be getting indoctrinated with same-sex relationships or natural relationships. That is not the time.
When the hell is a 12-year-old a baby? That's when a kid is about to turn into a teen. And I get the argument. It's controversial for parents about when or even if their kid should be taught a sex ed class. I am not here to tell you what to feel about that. However, a sex education class is designed to teach students the dangers of unprotected sex and the crushing reality of what can happen to both your physical and mental health if you have kids too early. While I am sure the topic of trans...
Yeah, where did you get the 5-year-old in? We didn't learn sex ed till like 6th, 7th grade. Like 6th, 7th grade when we learned sex ed. They doing it earlier than that now. But I feel as though he's stealing other people's arguments and, you know, basically putting a twist on it.
Gender is mentioned in class. That's simply not what its curriculum is for.
And it is not the place for education to teach our children what is acceptable and what is not, what is abnormal and what is healthy. That is the job of the community. That is the job.
And YouTube is the place for it, where you can tell people that it's not acceptable to date white women. Well, you can tell them that it's not acceptable to date outside their race.
Job of the family. That is the job of the culture. That is not the job of the school.
That's not the job of the school, but you claim that I'm glad you said that, because that ties into what I just said. You said that you was going to make sure that your black boys don't date white women that go to your school. So how do you believe it is your place to do it, though? This is the narcissism. Regular schools can't do that in his eyes. They can't teach kids about sex ed or, you know, anything of that nature. But you're allowed to do it in your school. Tell black boys that they can't date white women or outside of their race. Isn't that the parents' job to tell them? If the parents feel that way? According to you, it's a walking contradiction. Yeah, I was like 13. They had the banana with the condom and everything. You had to put the condom on a banana. Right, Negro. All the things that he's speaking of is neither true or legal. Knee slap, what's up?
Wow, a school is not meant to teach children what is normal and what is not. So, if my dad told me that 5 times 5 was 500, would it be wrong for my school to tell me the normal answer is 10? According to Umar, yes. But I think we all know the problem of Umarian logic. If it don't end in donations, he'll say it's white supremacy.
Let me ask you a question. Most children do not undergo puberty until around age 12. Some will undergo puberty at 11. Some will undergo puberty at 10. Some will undergo puberty at 13. But the average age that a child undergoes puberty is the age of 12. So the question you have to ask yourself, if the child's body has not developed to the point where they are ready to reproduce themselves, if a child psychologically is not developmentally at a level where they are ready to enjoy physical intimacy with another person, Why are we teaching them about sex at...
You full of shit. I lost my virginity at 11 and I loved every fucking minute of it. What the hell are you talking about? You full of shit. I lost my virginity at 11 years old and I loved every motherfucking minute of it. What the hell he talking about? You said you wasn't going to live tonight, but I'm going to save it for tomorrow. Oh, man. If you want, because this the last video. If you going live, we still got a lot of time. What time is it? It's only 8 o'clock. This is my last video. This showing almost over. Load that shit up, nigga. We're going live tonight.
5 and 6, if your body is not ready for sex, if your mind is not ready for sex, if your spirit is not...
You notice that he keeps going lower and lower in age? 5 and 6. Who the fuck is teaching sex ed is 5 and 6? There is no school out here, public school, that I know of, that's teaching sex ed at 5 and 6.
Ready for sex. Why are you trying to indoctrinate black children all over the world into same-sex relationships? But most importantly,
so you got 3 hours. Shit, we can do like 2 or 3 if you want. Shit, I'm up. I got off work early today. Roll that beautiful bean footage, nigga. Stop bitching. Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Transgender situations.
Anyone else creeped out at how much he's focusing on kids? I mean, I get he's trying to sell a narrative, but why do you have to keep emphasizing children? Just talk about Planned Parenthood, mention children like one time as an example, and then move on. This is why you need to be kept far away from kids' Umar creep bar.
He doing it because he's trying to play on the people's heartstrings. That's how he get to the people's wallets. The best way to get to the people's wallets is through their kids. Why you think they got all these goddamn holidays? Because the best way to get to their wallet is through their kids.
I'll tell you why. Because in 1974, United States Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, on December the 10th of 1974, he issued a national security study memorandum that focused on population control. According to that report, in the next 20 years, the population of Africans in the world is going to double and triple. 6 years later, President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, followed up on the Kissinger report with another study called Global.
Nigga, we're always going to double. You see, that's bullshit. We're always going to double and triple because we are the biggest fucking race on the planet. Other than them goddamn Asians. Which are basically us. We are the biggest race on the planet. Of course, our population is always going to triple and double. Especially when we mate with other races. Because that race, whoever the fuck we mate with, becomes us. What are you talking about? That's common sense.
Global 2000. Global 2000 was the first time that a modern government took it upon itself to control the population of the world, and more importantly, the population of Africa.
Your nemesis has struck once again, Umar. There is no such report as you can see here. People like Umar thrive on disinformation to keep.
Go back.
Here.
Hold on. Let's see what he do. That said, hold on.
Importantly, the population of Africa.
Your nemesis has struck once again, Umar.
Yo, hey, Mr. Judge, when you put this type of information up, leave this up and put the AI Trump's voice over this for a little bit longer. You got to leave it up a little longer so people can actually see the information. I'm just giving you a word of advice. This is great research and this is great commentary, but you got to leave those little pieces of information up for at least like a minute or 30 seconds to a minute so people can actually see, the research that you did. They like that. They like when people do research and put up actual facts that they can see for themselves. So when you do that, leave it up for at least 30 at the bare minimum 30 seconds. At the long, you can leave it just about 30 seconds. I can't read the top part because that's in the place. Black population for report. However, in 1972 is publication year of Club of Rome's The Limit to Growth, a landmark on report global. What does that top part say? I gotta get that out the way. There isn't a I can't see what this
There's
says.
no such report as you can see here.
Oh, hold on.
People like
Hold on, let me go back. Where the fuck?
There is no such report as you can see here.
Kisser
People
report.
like Umar.
So they basically saying at the top there isn't a specific report. The report that he's talking about don't exist. That's what that top part said.
Thrive on disinformation to keep their fan base and appear important. But if we all got over our AI phobia and actually did super easy research, then people like Umar would be out of business years ago.
See, they gave us the birth control pill in 1960. And even though black women consumed the birth control pill, they were not able to stop African life with the birth control pill. In the 1980s, they gave us the intrauterine device, the IUD. Even though black women used the IUD was not sufficient to stop the reproduction of African life. In the year 2000, they gave us intravenous sexual birth control through the Depo-Provera shot. And then they gave us the birth control patch.
Yes, Umar, we created birth control so that black women could not give birth. Get the fuck out of here.
But if that was the case, wouldn't they not allow white women to have it? If it was just for black folks, then why do everybody got it? That doesn't make sense. They made birth control for the blacks. Wouldn't they only distribute to the blacks and made sure white women never did? I know a few white women on birth control. Wouldn't they just not give it to white women and only give it to black women? I'm just saying. The IDU does work, and they have different types of IDUs, some hormonal and one that's not. He knows nothing. And Nikwa is an actual nurse with her degrees, and she just got you just went back and got your master's, right? Or your doctorate, master, doctorate, one of those. But Nikwa actually is a certified nurse, and she has her medical degrees, and she know what the fuck she's talking about. Yeah, I'm starting to think that he's not smart. He's regurgitating Dr. Ben's shit, but he's regurgitating it all wrong.
You were just saying stupid shit because it sounds good and gives you clout. That's why you're doing these lectures outside of the U.S. because you burned out your bullshit card here.
2
None of those methods
and a
were
PhD.
effective enough
My bad,
at
sis.
reducing
She got 2 masters and a PhD. Tell them, sis.
population growth in Barbados or Antigua or Trinidad or Jamaica or Haiti or Turks and Caicos or St. Thomas, where I'll be next week, or St. Croix, where I'll be next month. None of the birth control methods were effective enough. So the global white power structure had to come back to the table, and it had to come up with a strategy that could reduce Black life, control it, and then reduce it. And they decided that the most effective way to reduce the numbers of African people in the world.
You know what I think? I think he did some research on all this other shit and found out like how these things started. It just added his twist to it. Oh, they did it for black to ruin Black folks. I mean, a lot of things was put into place to slow down the Black folks, ruin Black folks, but we're so skeptical about these things because, like I said, a lot of actual things were put in, laws and stuff were put in place to stagnate the Black community and leave us in this condition. Yes, that is true. But it sounds like he's taking random things and turning it into that. Because the Black community, we can't, we don't know, a lot of us are uneducated when it comes to knowing the exact things that were put in place to stagnate the Black community. So when you got a lot of people that are uneducated in that subject. Where's mommy at? What? Hold on, buddy. But when you got a lot of people, shut the door, DJ. When you got a lot of people that are uneducated in those things, they're going to listen to anybody that sounds, smart or sounds like they know what they're talking about because they don't want to do their own research on it.
World was to brainwash Black children into transgender surgery. I mean,
why are there no laws requiring Black people to become trans then? I mean, if there really is a white cabal of people trying to come up with a way to make the Black population decline, wouldn't the first step be to legalize the method so it's effective? I, for one, wouldn't waste time with medical treatments people could willingly walk away from if my goal was to commit genocide.
I need you to understand,
right?
Barbados.
That's true.
Transgenderism is not about sexual freedom. It's about African extermination. Transgenderism is not about...
Wait. You saying transgenderism is not about freedom of sexual preference or whatever. It's about... How did you get that? Where did your brain made you come to that conclusion? I believe what Dave Chappelle said. It became important because white men wanted to do it. That's when it became a big issue. I mean, a big thing.
Sexual freedom. Once you cross over, it is not easy to cross back over. And so what happens is when the girl decides she wants to be a boy and she now wants to transform her body into an artificial male, after she undergoes the hormone replacement surgery and then the physical mutilation of her body to recreate herself as a man, she will never be able to go back to being a natural born woman. Once your son decides, I want to spend the rest of my life as a girl, and you as his parent allow him to undergo hormone replacement therapy and then the physical biological therapy to get rid of his God-given natural reproductive organ, he will never be able to go back to having children.
That's a lie, Umar. As you said, they would be artificial, meaning they are still not the gender they tried to become through surgery. That means a trans woman is still biologically a man, and the same is true and vice versa. Now, as far as them never going back to being a male or female, they can still go back as they never truly left in the first place. Anyways, guys, Umar is an idiot as always, but he's a special idiot. He's the type to say shit so far left field that it causes even someone as horrible as me, Donald Trump, to sit and say, even I know that's too dumb to work. Like, comment, and subscribe.
All right, y'all. Transcript. You came at the end. You late. I'm shutting it down because Knee Slap gonna go live. So I guess we're gonna jump over to Knee Slap channel whenever he's ready. Knee Slap, hit me up. That's all I got for y'all tonight. So I got for y'all tonight. Hit Knee Slap up, see what he doing. We'll jump over to his channel in a little bit. See y'all when I see y'all. Till then, you better be careful there, little buddy.